Hello again and welcome to another GCSE Computer Science Theory video. This topic is going to be on Unit 2 and it's going to be about reading code. Now I just want to clarify for you, in this playlist I'm not going to be talking about how to code. This topic is just going to consider the theory that might come up in the exam. I'll do some coding tutorials in a separate playlist. Okay, so let's get started. In the exam they could give you a piece of pseudocode for you to read, and they could give you a question that requires an explanation or a written response. So in this question they are asking, why is items length being decremented? And for those who don't know, it is this line of code that is being referred to. So that is the decremation, if that's even a word. Okay, and this variant could come in the form of 1 marks or 2 marks. And just pause this video and give yourself a chance to answer this question before I give you the answer. Okay, so if this was a 1 mark answer, it would be enough to say it is to make the sorting algorithm more efficient. So that would be 1 mark. However, for 2 marks, this would not be an adequate response. If you wanted the full marks for 2, you would say it is to make the algorithm more efficient, but then you would have to elaborate, explain in a bit more detail. So the 2nd mark would come from saying, because in a bubble sort, the largest item moves to the right, and by minusing 1 from item's length, it stops us unnecessarily sorting the item that's at the end of our list. Okay, another scenario where they could ask you about reading code is they could give you another piece of pseudocode and just ask you to suggest small things or pick bits out. For example, suggest a data type for count and x. So here is count and here is x being used. Suggest a suitable data type and answer all these questions. Give the video a pause and I'll run through the answers. Okay, I'm going to talk you through the answers. A suitable data type for count, the answer was an integer value. So integer is the only acceptable answer there. But for x, I'm willing to be a bit more flexible. I would accept integer, but because we've got that division operation going on, I'd be happy to also accept the answer real. Note that I say real, not decimal. Decimal is not correct. You need to use the correct terminology. In this case, the correct terminology would be real. Is half count a procedure or a function? Well, it's a function. We can tell because of the return statement. Give an example of assignment. Well, anything with an equal sign. So count equals 0, x equals x divided by 2, or count equals count plus 1. An example of a parameter. So x is the only parameter in this example. So a parameter is anything that is fed into a subroutine. Which line number does iteration start? So here is your iteration highlighted. It starts on this line, so that is line number 3.